Corporation has served Leimert Park and surrounding communities, empowering tomorrow's leaders and changing lives. Parkside EDC has awarded over $400,000 in college scholarships while sharing economic principles of the Big Five of money with students and their families. Parkside EDC partners with organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade to assure our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Trauma is the devil's training ground. When you're being traumatized repeatedly, it's basically you being trained by a demon, and that demon keeps hurting you till you get to the space where you say, in order for me not to be traumatized, I gotta be like the monster that hurt me. So if the monster that hurt me is somebody that's hitting on me, I better learn how to fight. If the monster that hurt me is somebody that's sexualizing me, then I better sexualize myself, but in a different way. It's the same thing if you go to school and you're being bullied. At some point, you're going to have to start bullying people in order to start being beat up. That's how the enemy works, is that he will take those people, traumatize them, break them repeatedly, especially if they got a major call on their lives, because he knows that if they ever get up and find out who they truly are, they would do major damage to his kingdom, because they were raised in darkness. They were raised by demonized people. They were raised in situations and in environments where they saw a lot of demonic activity. And he doesn't want his secrets coming out to the world.
Wait a minute. Is she equating unhealed trauma? To demons? The devil's playground? Is that what she said? Tiffany Buckner is her name. Wounds, unhealed wounds, neglected wounds, unrequited wounds are synonymous with demons? Oh, Lord, we're going to need a revival in here tonight. Tonight's topic, demon time. As an existential possession and liberation. Demon time? Is it even possible? It's demon time. There are no safe spaces in the eternal witching hour. What does that mean? Well, according to Urban Dictionary, demon time, the youngsters got all of these terms. Demon time is after 11, I guess. Richard Pryor used to say 11:30. Ain't nothing going on till after 11:30. But it's this time of hour where all types of licentiousness, I'm giving you, the cleaned up definition, because if you go to Urban Dictionary and you look it up, my God, the language is crazy. But apparently after this hour, all types of sexuality, all types of drinking, drugs, just foul behavior, everything. Listen, no holds barred after 11:30. 11:30, right? And they call it demon time. She on demon time. He on demon time. Or it speaks to some level of uncontrolled aggression. Those people tried to jump him, and he went on demon time and beat all of them. Do you understand? Demon time. But if we take Tiffany Buckner's angle, demon time. There are no safe spaces in the eternal witching hour. She's saying your unhealed wounds create the climate for internal possession, which means it's demon time all the time, i.e. the eternal witching hour. Unraveling the mysteries, why you should become your own relationship demonologist and exorcist. Have you named your wounds? Have you named and claimed your unhealed wounds, the wounds you have worked so diligently to suppress? Have you named and claimed them? Oh, this is going to be tough tonight. Demon time as existential possession and liberation. Demon time, colloquially framed as nocturnal recklessness or horniness, unwittingly mirrors humanity's archetypal dance with shadow selves. Clinically, this possession reflects the neurochemical hijacking, dopamine-driven escapism, attachment voids, cortisol-fueled impulsivity, trauma reactivity or trauma reenactment, and oxytocin deprivation, avoidant armor. Insecure attachment styles manifest as demon contracts. Anxious preoccupied equals the succubus, validation, and vampirism. See me, acknowledge me, know me, I'm worthy, I'm good enough. Oof, validation and vampirism. Dismissive avoidance equal golem. Emotional petrification. Fearful avoidant equals Deepak. D-Y-B-B-U-K. Deepak. Self-sabotaging fragmentation. Black church deliverance rites. Communal lament. Ancestral curse breaking. Somatic shout. Oh, we about to get into it tonight. Offer templates for exorcism. Trauma bonds. Severed via spiritual warfare. Replaced by secure attachment as a holy covenant with self. 1-800-920-1580. Do your wounds feel like an entirely different person within your body? I'm talking about the unhealed wounds. Do they dictate who you relate to? Do they dictate who you date? Are you dating the completion of a generational assignment, i.e., a generational curse? Systematic micro demons, capitalism, white supremacy engineer these wounds, right? Rewarding disassociation. Yet, demon time holds redemptive potential. Confronting the void alchemizes hedonism into sacred eros. To reclaim the night is to rewrite the soul's liturgy. One exorcised demon, i.e., wound, one healed synapse at a time. Now, I know this is going to be tough. I know this is going to be tough. Nobody wants to see their unhealed wounds as demons. But self-work requires someone who is strong, who is fearless, who is committed to defeating what causes them to feel defeated. Sometimes exercising a demon is writing a forgiveness letter and releasing a parent for not being there, for not showing up the way you needed them to show up. Sometimes exercising a demon is to look into the darkness, that is the shadow, without judgment, without condemnation, with empathy. Hard task to look at oneself as they are, without trying to edit. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody, a deep conversation, difficult conversation with somebody, and you say something that is true, but they try to recontextualize it in words that are more comfortable for them, even though the recontextualization is exactly what you said, but they couldn't take the words and the framing that you presented. So they reword what you say, but it's technically everything you said, but just more palatable to them. This is how the wound gains strength. It's very interesting. And I don't know, because Andy gets rid of them really quickly. I don't know if we could grab that clip again, because I really feel like it just flew so quickly. There was power in what she said, and it will aid if you hear it again in the framing of tonight's topic. Embracing the damaged self. Celebrating unhealed wounds as pathways to authenticity. You got it for me? Let's cook it.
Trauma is the devil's training ground. When you're being traumatized repeatedly, it's basically you being trained by a demon. And that demon keeps hurting you till you get to the space where you say, in order for me not to be traumatized, I got to be like the monster that hurt me. So if the monster that hurt me is somebody that's hitting on me, I better learn how to fight. If the monster that hurt me is somebody that's sexualizing me, then I better sexualize myself, but in a different way. It's the same thing if you go to school and you're being bullied. At some point, you're going to have to start bullying people in order to start being beat up. That's how the enemy works, is that he will take those people, traumatize them, break them repeatedly, especially if they got a major call on their lives, because he knows that if they ever get up and find out who they truly are, they would do major damage to his kingdom, because they were raised in darkness. They were raised by demonized people. They were raised in situations and in environments where they saw a lot of demonic activity. And he doesn't want his secrets coming out to the world. Trauma.
I wonder, does the clergy agree with this radical thought? If it's unhealed. So if we look at a serial killer, Ted Bundy, Richard Ramirez, right? The Night Stalker. You remember Richard Ramirez was on live TV or on television and drew or cut a pentagram into his hand. Was he possessed by a demon? Charles Manson, are they possessed to carry out the inhumane things that they did? If we can say they're possessed, and we go back to their childhood, most of them had tumultuous childhoods, right? Traumatized childhoods, wounded early on. Could the trauma that they experienced, right, that was never healed, obviously, be actual demon seeds that grow? Sheesh. If we don't embrace the damaged self, if we don't embrace our damaged selves, could we then recontextualize the pink widow as a type of alluring, beautiful, charming demon? Because the pink widow is born out of trauma as well. The pink widow is man or woman. The gender isn't important here. Embracing the damaged self, celebrating unhealed wounds as pathways to authenticity. Here's the philosophical insight. Based on existentialist thought, recognize that embracing our imperfections will reveal the essence of our humanity. Hard thing to do, as Carl Jung famously wrote. Here's your psychological insight. Research suggests that unhealed trauma can become a source of resilience, empowering individuals to develop a deeper sense of self. I love it. Here's your empirical insight as well. Studies demonstrate that acknowledging and integrating trauma in therapeutic contexts lead to post-traumatic growth, allowing individuals to transform pain into strength. So it must be acknowledged. If it is not acknowledged, if it is allowed to operate behind the scenes, in the shadows, unconsciously, could we come to the understanding that we might be possessed by an unhealed wound? Who's ready to investigate the idea of self-exorcism? When we come forward, the voice of reason will keep cooking.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Dominique DePrima, and it's almost time to celebrate KBLA's 4th anniversary, coming up Juneteenth 2025. We'll be marking the achievement with 4 key community events, including a special symposium, luncheon, and brain trust hosted by me entitled The State of Black Women in Los Angeles. Keep it locked here for details on how to join us for this groundbreaking symposium examining the unique challenges, triumphs, and contributions of Black women in Los Angeles in the areas of education, healthcare, community leadership, cultural and political contributions. This public convocation will provide a critical forum to address the specific social, economic, and political realities facing Black women in LA today. We'll go live with a radio broadcast and YouTube live stream, a public discussion, and a private dialogue with some of LA's most impactful women. It's an affirmation of Black women standing at the intersection of race and gender in times of adversity while demonstrating remarkable resilience and leadership. We will listen and we will speak out and be heard, all in service of finding opportunities and solutions. Please plan to join us in celebrating our 4th anniversary by amplifying the voices of Black women. For more on our symposium and 4 events celebrating 4 years on the air, simply stay tuned or keep an eye on KBLA1580.com and help make this Juneteenth more jubilant with all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's me, Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. I see those dry elbows, baby. But don't worry, get moisturized right in the shower. So hydrated you can skip the lotion after.
Don't wanna see you dry no more. Skin so moisturized with body wash.
Look at you now, no more dry skin. Your skin gets the moisture it craves with
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Getting flued out.
So how long did you tell John you'd be gone this time?
A couple of months.
What did you tell him you were going to do?
It doesn't matter.
I'm happy to see you, baby.
Happy to see you too.
You look so sexy, so good. I want to show you something.
What is it? Me too.
Come on, what I mean. I'm so excited that we're here, and I don't have to wait no more. No. Your body's bumping and I love it, babe. Don't you go nowhere, girl. I've got a secret to show you, and girl, I just can't wait no more. I can't wait no more. 'Cause the longer that I lay looking down on you, you're turning me on. And you're gonna get it. Baby, you. Oh, wanna go. Would you like to go with me home?
Most or many of the clients that I work with would not see this as one of their characteristics initially. But once they begin to understand it, many go, wow, I didn't even realize I did that. And that's really what I want to do today, is just help you better understand what we mean when we talk about escaping to fantasy. I need to say up front that there are healthy escapes into fantasy. They're not all unhealthy. So let me just give you examples of healthy escapes into fantasy. All of us, young, old, we still go into our imaginations. And we imagine a different world. We imagine how things could be better. That can be a very healthy activity. Children love to use their imaginations. They love to make forts, have tea parties, dress up, and imagine that there's somebody else. They love to write stories of imagination. And that can be a very helpful thing for them in developing their brains, in developing their minds and their outlook on life. If you look at our culture today, we escape into watching sports. And some would even imagine when they played that sport. We escape into movies and we go on Netflix marathons. We escape into novels, books that take us to some other place. And that can be a very healthy thing as part of self-care. We also make plans for our future. We have dreams about what we would one day like to do, where we would one day like to live. And that can be a healthy thing. Sometimes when we're struggling with very frustrating, difficult circumstances, when life is hard, when we're struggling with depression, we can escape by going back to what life was once like, and we can say,
And all of that's good. But there must be an intention set that I have to deal with me. Self-avoidance, can we argue? Self-avoidance could potentially strengthen this hypothetical demon called trauma. If we avoid the self, you know how many people are traveling. Oh, I just got to go somewhere. I ain't been somewhere in a long time. They're going somewhere to get away. From what? You can never get away from self. If you're unhealed when you board the plane, you're going to be unhealed when you land, and you're going to be unhealed when you board it again and land back at home. Do you see? The illusion of safe spaces, why escapism fuels the demonic possession of the self. Your philosophical insight. Heidegger's concept of being toward death highlights how avoidance keeps individuals from confronting the essence of existence. Your psychological insight is escapism can lead to an increase in anxiety and depression. How many of you felt anxiety and depression coming back from the vacation? Oh, Lord, I got to get back in the grind of things. I got to get back in the rhythm. Take me back to, how many of you guys, come, are y'all listening? Let's hit it one more time. Escapism can lead to an increase in anxiety and depression as individuals become disconnected from their realities. Your empirical insight. Data shows that individuals who engage in digital escapism experience higher levels of existential dread, reinforcing the cycle of avoidance rather than liberation. Just because you can move away from it doesn't mean you're liberated from it. It's an empty vacation when you are unhealed. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but that's what the demon told you. Let's go somewhere. When I come forward, the voice of reason is going to continue to cook.
Where do you like for me to go? So I love to see your sexy smile. It shows you're satisfied.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Severe weather may cause issues for Easter travel this weekend from the Midwest to the heavily black-populated region of the Mississippi Valley. A storm system could potentially bring damaging winds and hail with tornadoes possibly on Sunday. A Tennessee missionary kidnapped by armed gunmen in South Africa has been rescued. Josh Sullivan of Maryville was preaching last week at a church in South Africa's Eastern Cape province when 4 masked men kidnapped him and demanded a ransom. Puerto Rico is dealing with a major power outage. That's according to power generator Genera. It comes after energy plants on the island shut down unexpectedly. The company said they are working to get the power back on and to get backup units running. And Grammy Award-winning hip-hop star Chance the Rapper turns 32 today. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
You ready? An all-new Dave & Buster's is here with all-new games just in time for spring break. Fly high in Top Gun Maverick, or step into the UFC Challenge and battle Godzilla in VR, or put yourself inside the new human crane and become the Claw to grab epic prizes. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Hey, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and for over 20 years, Parkside Economic Development Corporation has served Leimert Park and surrounding communities, empowering tomorrow's leaders and changing lives. Parkside EDC has awarded over $400,000 in college scholarships while sharing economic principles of the Big Five of money with students and their families. Parkside EDC partners with organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade to assure our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially invite you out to the Comedy Connection series, where comedy meets connection. You're gonna laugh, but you're also gonna learn. The long-awaited collaboration, where comedy collides with connection. It's your brother Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, KBLA's own. I'm teaming up with my friend, the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're gonna host this comedic relationship roundtable series live at Inglewood's iconic Miracle Theater. May 31st, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't wait around. Get your tickets now. Join top comedians Ron G. and Kevin Tate, along with clinicians Dr. P. Pacoya McCall Robinson, along with my friend Christopher Johnson, PhD. Trust me, this is something you don't want to miss. It's unique, it's funny, and it's insightful. Think therapy meets punchlines. Tickets are selling faster than a bad first date. You better grab yours now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate At the End with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The End with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom. To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from Nitsa and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
So deaf. You won't
can't turn it loose. That somebody else getting next to you. Can't walk around like I was your fool. Cause being who I am, I can't lose my cool. My friends keep telling me about things going on, but deep in my heart, baby, I hope that I'm wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody sleeping in my bed, my bed, my bed. Taking my place. Oh, I come home early expecting a warm embrace, but something's wrong 'cause it's written on your face. Said it hurt so bad when I walked through the door. But you know one thing, I ain't coming back no more. Don't try to tell me things are...
If you have an avoidant attachment style, you probably internalized from a young age that strong displays of emotion are always unreasonable and ought to be avoided. When in reality, this is only true of strong displays of emotion that leave out the capacity for reason and integration. What the most rational people know, the people who are out there having strong, growth-oriented relationships that are not in constant chaos and upheaval, is that in order for a relationship to flourish, you need to be able to take both your own feelings and your partner's feelings seriously. Then you need to be able to sit down, unpack those feelings, and figure out what's getting missed in your dynamic that is holding both of you back. Only then are you going to be able to find better ways forward that stop the madness of constant fighting and actually allow you to focus on what matters, which is your individual and collective growth.
Listen, Heidi's gonna keep cooking. Zoe is gonna keep cooking. I don't like Gerber baby food conversations. Every conversation don't have to be deep, but guess what? The majority of the conversations that we have can't be pablum for me. They must be meaningful, engaging, riveting, stimulating, intellectually stimulating, spiritually stimulating, emotionally stimulating. They must be. And yes, we can have time off from those types of conversations, but my goodness, the pretense, the superficiality, the word salads, all of the weirdness that go into avoiding the real talk. I've told you before, the voice of reason refuses to talk about what the streets are talking about. Do you understand? That isn't to say I don't care about the streets. I do. I care about my people. And I do understand that relationships, that's the crux of our unity. If our relationships are weak, our homes are weak. If our homes are weak, our political stance is weak. If the political stance is, we don't have anywhere to go if the relationship is weak. Our partnerships become weak. They become mercenary. And this is why there's no loyalty. Oh, it's a better deal over there, so I'll go over there. Is that to say that we are somehow possessed by what we refuse to heal? No one taught us that we're our own exorcist? Yes, no one taught us that you are the answer to you. No one else. Sure, somebody could come in, mentor, guide, point in a direction. Sure, all of that's possible. But when the rubber meets the road, you have to apply what you've learned, what you've observed. The corporate golem, how professional masks become detached entities in the work persona. Your philosophical insight. We're going to discuss how the duality of the corporate face reflects Nietzschean concepts of creating a divide between the authentic self and the societal expectation. Your psychological insight says the fragmentation of self in the workplace can lead to feelings of inadequacy and diminished self-worth, forming a modern-day golem. Studies indicate that workplace environments requiring a facade of emotional detachment correlate with increased rates of burnout and job dissatisfaction. Taking it home, you're taking a work demon home. Was Tiffany Buckner right when she said, this is where I got it from, she said, unhealed trauma is the devil's playground. What about naming your demons? The transformative power of acknowledging insecurity in relationships? Here's your philosophical insight, utilizing Heidegger's idea of naming things to assert existence. Acknowledging our demons allow for integration rather than repression. You got a worthiness demon? You don't think you're enough? You have a I'm less than demon? Huh? You got to name it. And in the naming, there will come the claiming. And in the claiming comes the reclaiming of your true identity. Do you understand? You don't shame the demon in you. You claim it. Are you listening? Philosophical insights, psychological insights. Internal Family Systems, IFS, teaches that naming and facing our inner struggles is crucial for emotional healing and personal agency. Research supports verbalizing fears and insecurities in a supportive environment leads to enhanced emotional regulation and healthy relationships. People are shutting it down, not knowing that they are throwing dynamite into a volcano. I told you, tolerance implies a timeline. You can only tolerate things for so long. As you build and build resistance to what you've been tolerating, right? Pop off, explosion. It happens, right? Disney did it to us. Disney deviants, the toxicity of idealized relationships and their demonic implications. Philosophical insight analyzed the cultural narratives in media that romanticize toxic relationships through a critical lens akin to Foucault's critique of societal norms. These idealized representations can lead to unrealistic expectations, breeding dysfunction in real-life relationships. Wait, these idealized representations can lead to unrealistic expectations. Who did I say in shows past co-writes your expectations? I said your unhealed wounds do. They co-write what you expect from a partner. And if that is in fact the case, you're under possession. If we want to go with the Catholic rite, or if we want to go with the black church's deliverance, you're under possession. If you have a wound co-writing your happily ever after. Sheesh. This is deep. This is what? Studies have shown that exposure to unrealistic romantic ideals is linked to increased dissatisfaction in relationships and lower self-esteem. Trauma as a sacred source. How can unhealed wounds emerge as demonic guides in the healing process? Rumi's notion of the guest house serves as a metaphor for embracing our darker emotions, suggesting they guide us towards healing if we are willing to follow them. 1-800-920-1580. We're going to teach you how to become your own self-exorcist. You got to name them demons because they're running roughshod all over your relationships. Yeah, different kind of relationship show tonight. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue cooking.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hi, I'm Joe Montaigne. Let's talk about veteran homelessness, because it's not just a housing issue, it's a human issue. Right now, we need LA property owners to open their doors and give veterans a safe place to call home. With guaranteed rent and dedicated support, you can be part of the solution. Learn how you can help. Email houseourvets@lacity.org.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And I could not resist when I saw a little naked grind. Took me to her castle and I just couldn't believe my eyes. She had so many devices, everything that money could buy. She said, sign your name on a dotted line. The lights went out and Nikki started to grind.
In terms of deep work and getting a little bit back to kind of practical steps towards deep work, I also have to ask you, because I didn't earlier, when you are on your laptop in your library with your fireplace and these books, it's a beautiful image actually that you've drawn for us in our minds. Is the Wi-Fi connection to your computer activated, or are you offline?
It's connected because it doesn't really matter to me. Because what's drawing my attention? The most important decision I think I made, technically speaking, to be a cognitive worker is the lack of social media. Like, I think we underestimate the degree to which our problem with digital distraction is not the internet. It's not our phones. It is specific products and services that are engineered at great expense to pull you back to them. When you take that away, the internet's not that interesting. Like, I don't have a cycle of sites to go to. I can check my email, but I don't really know where else to go. I could go to the New York Times, I guess, but then you've seen the articles, right? They change it once a day. There's just not much. I've set things up so there's not much that's that interesting to me.
I know you. Let me give it to you. Do you see the undercurrent? When you lack meaning, you elevate stimulation. You've never really been on a vacation, The vacation offers stimulation and a momentary escape from the reality of who you are. Most of us are broken internally, disheveled, disappointed, angry. No, we think we're not. Trust me. When the flow of things that make you happy slow down or stop altogether, then the reality of the work you haven't done comes to the surface. Let me ask it another way. Have you ever been on a vacation healed, totally healed, 100% healed? No residue of anything from the past. You've never been free on your vacation. While vacationing, you've never been free. You're using the vacation is a dopamine hit for many people. That's why you see the undercurrent of these videos and clips talking about escapism, technology, travel. You're trying to get away. But you can never get away from you. And I'm talking to you, the true you. Do you understand? Research in resilience indicates that individuals who confront their painful experiences often report higher levels of emotional intelligence and relational depth. If you still fear relational depth, empathy, bi-directional love being exchanged, not fear-based love. What is fear-based love? Oh, there's no such thing. That's just attachment. That's trauma. Do you understand? You guys going to take relationships serious one day. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here right now. Attila, Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hello.
Hello, niece.
Yo.
What up? What up?
Child, this topic is too far. I don't know if they understand. I don't know if they get it.
I think they do. There's pretty smart people. They get it. They get it.
We're very intelligent. We just scary. You know what I'm saying? We're just scary. Y'all got to call in.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay. Expose yourself, because if you expose, then you can treat it. Right? If I don't know what's there, then I can't do anything about it. So in talking about that actually makes me think about therapy. And my therapist was like, oh, you got to write a letter to the people that hurt you, whoop-de-whoop. And I'm just like, okay. So in writing the letter, right, because you think it would be easy to make a list or a letter of grievances, especially when it's something that you become conscious of. But I think something that also came online for me was how many times I self-abandoned, and how I'm still doing that to this day, because in each thing that I'm writing about something that hurt me. Well, I'm also writing about how it affects me today and the reasons why I'm in therapy. So I think when you start coming to that, you start also seeing your own faults as well. So in regards to the whole demonology thing, we're not hunting for demons. We are, I guess you could say, doing an inner survey, so to speak, because it's really all about what's within you. Like if I'm still convinced that my threat is external, I have so much work to do.
Keep going on that thought. That is such a poignant piece. If I keep focusing on the idea that the threat to me is external, then I have a lot of work to do. Say more about that.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Okay, so earlier today, I had just like those typical faux pas or weirdo Gatorade, Mercury and Gatorade type of situations where the technology's not working, things are not panning out the way you want it to, right? Mm-hmm. And so obviously I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated to the point where I want to get upset. And, the word tells you anger resteth in the bosoms of fools. Now, what about that situation, even though it's normal to be upset, what would make it foolish? Well, it would be foolish to be annoyed about something that you can't control. So stay with me. So if I'm upset about things that I can't control in a small hiccup or occurrence in daily life, what do you think that looks like in relationship?
Wow. No, it looks crazy. It looks wild. It looks like emotional dysregulation. It looks like you're dating Mount Shasta. You could go off at any time. Mount Rainier. You could pop off at any time. Yes.
It looks like you don't have patience for people's humanity, because if I'm struggling with my own humanity, because that's really what's being reflected to me in the interaction. Let's say I'm trying to use my card and it's not working. Well, if I get upset and go off at the cashier, it doesn't really make sense to do that, right? Because all this moment is showing you maybe there's some patience that needs to be involved here. Or, for whatever reason, there's something beyond you that you understand, that maybe you just need to calm down and actually focus in the moment. And I think our relationships are similar. We lose our cool with each other because we start to lose the novelty in the relationship. So once we start to devalue them, we're no different than the narcissists that we claim to dislike, that discard people. We behave in that same way because we don't see the usefulness of the person outside of their utility or their ability to be used. We don't really see them. We only see how they can benefit us. And so that obviously, like I said, leads to you being maybe a little bit short-tempered or whatever issues it is you deal with. So I think if you think of it from that space, it helps. And I hope I wasn't rambling. But
No, it was good. It was good. Hey, guess what you just did, young lady?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is the first city on the board. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. When we come forward, more exorcism talk.
Just show you no mercy, but just strong enough, show you woke up the next morning, Nikki wasn't there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Severe weather may cause issues for Easter travel this weekend from the Midwest to the heavily black populated region of the Mississippi Valley.